Right, I think it's safe to say my king palm, which I grew from seed, what was a triple, is dead. I think I just kept it far too dry. There's a very smallest hint of green in the leaf, but it was a triple. One collapsed, which was there when I moved the pot, and these are looking a little bit solid towards the bottom, and the roots seem solid, but I don't think it's going to come back. I'll say they're dead. I ain't going to chuck it out just yet, but I'm not too concerned because I did grow a few of these from seed, and I've got a couple indoors as well. So it's all about experimenting, and we'll put that one down to experience. I have been bringing out, so that was in the summer house all winter. I have been bringing out a few more of the slightly cooler tolerant palms. So we've got the Phoenix Robellini, which is the nice double with starting to get a little bit of trunk. Went through winter, dream that these things will make a good house plant over winter, or let's say in a greenhouse, shed, summer house. They seem to don't mind, kept on the dry side, as long as I've got a little bit of light. Another one we've brought out is the, let me get the tag for you, Phoenix Rupicola. Again, looking a little bit yellowy, but that has been cool, tucked away in the summer house. So that is got a new spear pushing out. Some of the smaller ones down here, they are in the sun at the moment, but this is only gets sun for excuse me, maybe, I don't know, hour and a half morning sun in a sort of dappled shade, and then total shade in the afternoon, just to get them acclimatized to full sun. So what we got, Livingstone australis, looking pretty good. Phoenix reclinata, again looking good. Then we've got a Phoenix sylvestris, which is starting to go pinnate. It's looking fine as well. We'll have a quick look else. I am going to get some more out over the next few days. So we'll have a look in here. I've been shuffling some things about. Dwarf sugar palm, done okay over winter. This is last summer damage, sunburn on the leaves. We've got a queen palm here, it's the mountain form. Again, probably a bit of sun damage on some of the old leaves, but been pushing out some new leaves. Got another one here, slightly smaller one. Could really do with getting outside now, getting some full sun and a proper watering regime. But yeah, these are the hardier version of the standard queen palm. They're the mountain form. I am going to bring out my bird of paradise soon. I need to repot them. For some reason, this is the roots on these are, you know, really thick, and they do tend to, they like being pot bound. But this one I put in a too big a pot really, and that's some reason pushed itself sideways, so I'm going to have to take that out and straighten that out. But luckily the flowers have held off long enough, so hopefully when we get them out, repot them, they'll come into bloom. So yeah, they've been absolutely fine through winter, no problem whatsoever. We've got the Ensete Morellii, really starting to get a bit of green fly on them, but starting to push out some growth now, so we'll get these outside soon, hopefully. And again with the sago palm and some other bits. I think these are just filibusters which can go outside. And I've got some elephant ears starting off in here as well, as a see how they do. Little tiny ones coming up. And then I've got a couple of plants here which were kept as house plants over winter in my front room. So we've got a money tree which is done really well. I think I paid about £6 for this, half price in B&M late summer last year. Looked a little bit rough, but since I repotted it and give it some nice light, that's just been growing and growing. So this is one I might try outside in the summer. Really quite nice and tropical looking. Then we've got the Fishtail Palm here, which is, if you see video when I bought that last summer, I think I bought that from B&Q. I think it was originally £65, and that has reduced to £30 because it had a few, like you see here, to sort of a couple of older leaves, a little bit rough. No big deal. All the new growth is absolutely beautiful and still pushing out new growth. But I haven't counted how many actual palm trees there are in there, but I'm guessing somewhere between 15 and 18. A lot of them are quite small, but there's been obviously stuffed in there where they do that, just chuck all the seed in there and let them go, or I guess that's the way they do it, but that is absolutely stuffed full. But yeah, looking okay, so that's gonna go outside for the summer. And some alocasias which have gone through winter okay in here, which is surprising because, you know, during winter the nights, this is heated to 4 degrees, so I'd imagine most of the winter nights there weren't much over 4 degrees in here, and yet I still pretty much kept the leaves. This is the Alocasia Sumo again, the one that's I tried in the ground, which I've just done a video on over winter, and so we'll see what happens with that one. And we've even got some smaller Alocasia macrorrhiza there and here, which obviously aren't looking too special, but seem to have pulled through. And the poor triangle palm, which got heavily sunburnt last year, so we've lost a couple of the fronds, but there's a big, as you can see, a big thick spear here which is pushing out, so hopefully that'll look good by midsummer and we get a couple of nice leaves on it. So yeah, over the next few days, as the nights warm up and we sort of hopefully lose the chance of any frosts, I will start bringing a lot of these out. With palms, I've learnt the hard way, you don't just chuck them out in the full sun. Obviously they're going to burn. Some are more tolerant than others. I'd say if you've got Washingtonians, for instance, they tend to tolerate being quite dark to full sun and not too much of a problem, but a lot of palms, or most palms, will be quite fragile in acclimatization to the sun, so I tend to bring them out on overcast days and put them in the shade and just slowly introduce them to a bit more sunlight over a period of a couple of weeks, and hopefully you won't get too much damage, because when you damage the palm leaf, that's it. Once it's damaged, that's not going to come back. So it's worth taking your time over. With the bananas, I'm not too concerned. You can chuck them out in full sun. They'll chuck out a leaf every week once they get going, so we're not too concerned about acclimatizing them too much. So I'm doing a little experiment with the bird of paradise. I've got several of the Nicolai, the giant white bird of paradise. I've got a really large one indoors, which is 7-8 foot plus, which I keep as a house plant during the summer. That comes out, and I've got a couple this size, all grown from seed 5 years ago, and so I've got one outside already. Let's have a quick look and we'll see. So ignoring this damage, because that was mechanical damage as it opened up, because it opened up over winter. So I'm just seeing how they take the sun. I'm thinking, because they're really quite thick leaves, that they shouldn't burn too much. So I don't mind sort of experimenting with one, and then if that does well, then the others will come out. If that starts to show signs of sunburn, then we'll be a bit more careful with the rest of them. Right, so we've got a little Brahea armata there. Spent the winter in the summer house again. That's out. I've got a feeling these aren't going to be too bad to acclimatise, just due to the waxy blue on the leaves. They should tolerate the increase in sunlight fairly well, hopefully. But again, this will just get morning sun, and that'll be shaded in the afternoon. Right, I think we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.